Phoenix. Phoenix is a bold and impulsive duelist, charging into fights with confidence, often without fully assessing the situation, much to his teammates' frustration. However, if things go south, he quickly adapts and turns the tide, never missing a chance to prove doubters wrong. His impatience is noted by Sova, who urges him to develop patience before they can enjoy a game of chess. Still, Phoenix values his teammates' advice, as seen in Warm Up, where he rethinks his strategy after Cypher's insight. Despite his reckless nature, he's a prodigy, though he insists that's not just his own claim. Hailing from the UK, Phoenix's star power shines through in his fighting style, igniting the battlefield with flash and flare. Whether he's got backup or not, he'll rush into a fight on his own terms. Okay, now I have a challenge just for you. Only 5% of people can like and subscribe before the timer runs out. Comment done if you manage to do it on time. Sage. Sage is a stronghold for her team, always looking out for her allies and keeping them in the fight. She's fully embraced her life-giving powers, using them to support and sustain her squad. Calm and collected, she lifts team morale with encouraging words, guiding them toward victory. Sage's ability orbs match the ones on her belt. They are made of pure crystallized radianite. The stronghold of China, Sage creates safety for herself and her team wherever she goes. Able to revive fallen friends and stave off aggressive pushes, she provides a calm center to a hellish fight. Brimstone. Brimstone is the oldest in the group and a seasoned commander with years of experience in uniform. Leading by example, he stays in the fight alongside his team, proving his leadership through action. As Valorant's commander and most senior member, he constantly encourages his squad, but doesn't enforce strict military formality, often calling younger agents kids. Stubborn and determined, Brimstone has no plans to let age push him into retirement anytime soon. Joining from the USA, Brimstone's orbital arsenal ensures his squad always has the advantage. His ability to deliver utility precisely and safely make him the unmatched boots-on-the-ground commander. Sova. Sova is a skilled hunter who takes down both man and beast with precision. He gathers intel before striking, valuing patience and strategy, as he once told Phoenix. A true team player, he always supports his allies and puts their success above all else, even at the risk of his own life, something Brimstone often reminds him to be mindful of. Cypher describes Sova as measured due to his calm and collected nature. A man of principle, Sova values honesty and transparency and expects the same from his teammates. Born from the eternal winter of Russia's tundra, Sova tracks, finds, and eliminates enemies with ruthless efficiency and precision. His custom bow and incredible scouting abilities ensure that even if you run, you cannot hide. Viper. Viper is a ruthless and confident agent who thrives on fear, both instilling it in her enemies and craving it from them. She openly calls herself a villain and a monster, fully embracing whatever it takes to achieve her goals. Like her abilities, she can be toxic, but she shows a more caring side toward her teammates, unless they make costly mistakes, in which case she doesn't hold back her criticism. Many agents have noticed the anger she keeps bottled up. Viper has hinted that her enemies have taken much from her, and she's determined to get revenge at any cost. The American chemist, Viper deploys an array of poisonous chemical devices to control the battlefield and choke the enemy's vision. If the toxins don't kill her prey, her mind games surely will. Cypher. Cypher is always gathering secrets, intel, and information, so much so that he even knows every agent's password. His obsession with uncovering the unknown isn't always appreciated by his teammates. As Jett learned firsthand during an undercover mission, he keeps most of what he finds to himself, only revealing details for a price. While he knows plenty about his allies, they know little about him, and he prefers it that way. Despite his past as a killer, Cypher has formed bonds with some agents, even giving them nicknames, calling Killjoy Little Engineer, Phoenix Little Star, and Jett Wind Assassin. A calculated and observant strategist, he enjoys chess and has a keen eye for others' habits, once noting that sacrifice plays weren't Phoenix's usual style. Cypher is also known for his playful side, often borrowing tools or parts from teammates without asking, only letting them know after the fact. The Moroccan information broker, Cypher is a one-man surveillance network who keeps tabs on the enemy's every move. No secret is safe. No maneuver goes unseen. Cypher is always watching. Reyna. Reyna takes what she wants, when she wants, with no concern for who stands in her way. Fierce and almost animalistic, she has no hesitation in eliminating enemies and getting her hands bloody. She despises technology, feeds off her opponent's misery, and loves competing with other Radiants to prove her superiority. Shaped by a harsh past, Reyna holds a cynical view of the world, hardened by the struggles she's endured to survive. Yet, despite everything, she still sees Earth as her home, and she's willing to spill as much blood as necessary to protect it. Forged in the heart of Mexico, Reyna dominates single combat, popping off with each kill she scores. Her capability is only limited by her raw skill, making her highly dependent on performance. Killjoy. Killjoy is the embodiment of German efficiency, always eager to push her tech to its limits and expand her knowledge. Ambitious and resourceful, she has openly admitted to exploiting tech-related missions to squeeze extra funding from the protocol's budget. Though she describes herself as cool as a cucumber, she gets frustrated when teammates ignore her requests, whether it's testing new tech or reading her reports. Still, she has full confidence in her genius, often telling others to trust her with their gadgets and leave the overthinking to her. Despite her focus on technology, Killjoy has a compassionate side. In a voicemail to Brimstone, she expressed sorrow over the loss of civilian lives in the Everett Lind laboratory incident. The genius of Germany. Killjoy secures the battlefield with ease using her arsenal of inventions. If the damage from her gear doesn't stop her enemies, her robot's debuff will help make short work of them. Breach. If anyone understands the risks and the thrill of being a Valorant agent, it's Breach. A veteran of countless battles, he treats every mission like just another gig. Drop in, win, get paid. But more than that, he craves excitement and isn't afraid to cause chaos along the way. Sova notes that Breach is impatient, often charging ahead and leaving his team behind. Yoru, on the other hand, finds him insufferably loud. Aggressive and straight to the point, Breach believes in finishing fights fast. If he's staring down the barrel of a gun, to him, it's just another Tuesday. Breach, the bionic Swede, fires powerful, targeted kinetic blasts to aggressively clear a path through enemy ground. The damage and disruption he inflicts ensures no fight is ever fair. Omen. A living nightmare, Omen thrives in the shadows, using paranoia and fear to eliminate his enemies. Cynical and tormented, his current state is the result of unimaginable pain. leaving him desperate to uncover the truth about himself. Despite his eerie presence, Omen shows glimpses of warmth toward those he trusts, like Viper, one of the few people he dares to call by her real name. And while he strikes fear into his foes, he has a surprising hobby: knitting, a small act that helps him focus amid the chaos. A phantom of a memory, Omen hunts in the shadows. He renders enemies blind, teleports across the field, then lets paranoia take hold as his foe scrambles to learn where he might strike next. Jett. Jett may be fast like the wind, but she's anything but calm. Aggressive and full of sarcasm, she has a cocky, in-your-face attitude, often throwing out insults after pulling off flashy plays. While her confidence can seem reckless, she does acknowledge, reluctantly, that teamwork matters. Her youthful energy shines through in the way she chats with teammates, always animated and eager to share ideas, even if she tends to ramble when excited. Despite her arrogance, she's far more friendly toward allies, making her a lively presence on the team. Representing her home country of South Korea, Jett's agile and evasive fighting style lets her take risks no one else can. She runs circles around every skirmish, cutting enemies before they even know what hit them. Raze. Raze is a one-woman party from Bahia. Playful, impulsive, and full of energy. She thrives on chaos, blowing up anything in her way and causing mayhem on the battlefield. According to Sage, she's impatient and doesn't always stick to the plan. She's also known for being cheeky, especially after frustrating Cypher by constantly breaking his gadgets. Despite her wild nature, Raze sees her fellow agents as family and always promises to put on the biggest fireworks show for them. Raze explodes out of Brazil with her big personality and big guns. With her blunt force trauma playstyle, she excels at flushing entrenched enemies and clearing tight spaces with a generous dose of boom. Skye. Skye wasn't used to working with a team before joining Valorant, but she quickly proved to be a natural leader. She constantly guides her squad, making sure they move as one and stay focused on their mission. With her deep connection to nature, she's highly observant and quick to notice when something feels off. Growing up on a farm made her a hard worker, and she pushes her teammates to be the same. She even runs a woodworking class near the mess hall to sharpen both hands and minds. And if she catches anyone slacking, they're joining her 4 a.m. morning run. Hailing from Australia, Skye and her band of beasts trailblaze the way through hostile territory, with her creations hampering the enemy and her power to heal others. The team is strongest and safest by Skye's side. Yoru. Yoru is undeniably arrogant and easily irritated, even by his own teammates. He prefers to work alone, taking down enemies without help. At first, he only cooperated with his team reluctantly, but over time, he became more of a team player. As a powerful Riftwalker, he sees himself as superior, often mocking his enemies by calling them minnows, just small fish in his eyes. Despite some viewing his actions as heroic when restoring order, Yoru rejects the idea of being a savior. Though short-tempered, he's not reckless. His abilities require careful strategy, allowing him to slip behind enemy lines undetected. He takes his time, ensuring every move is precise. This was clear in Retake, where he fought off Omega agents with calculated awareness. Unlike Phoenix's head-on approach, Japanese native Yoru rips holes straight through reality to infiltrate enemy lines unseen. Using deception and aggression in equal measure, he gets the drop on each target before they know where to look. Astra. Astra is full of energy and never hesitates to speak her mind. She's direct, playful, and loves friendly banter. She thrives in lively environments and dislikes anything dull or lacking personality. She admits that her ideas might seem irrational at times, but that's only because her cosmic abilities allow her to see things others can't. Her favorite food is jollof. Write jollof in the comments if you knew about this. Ghanaian agent Astra harnesses the energies of the cosmos to reshape battlefields to her whim. With full command of her astral form and a talent for deep strategic foresight, she's always eons ahead of her enemy's next move. Skye. Despite being a robot, Skye isn't completely without emotion. He's a battle-hardened veteran who has seen the horrors of war and fights to prevent history from repeating itself. Due to his past in the Human Radiant War, he's more comfortable around human teammates, but remains cautious of Radiance. Skye also has a sharp wit, often making sarcastic remarks as he heads into battle, proving he's more than just a machine built for combat. Skye is a machine of war built for a single purpose: neutralizing Radiance. His power to suppress enemy abilities dismantles his opponent's capacity to fight back, securing him and his allies the ultimate edge. Chamber carries himself with effortless confidence, mixing charm, professionalism, and a touch of smug humor. He knows his worth and expects nothing less than excellence from both himself and his team, always pushing for victory in the most stylish way possible. While he's friendly with many agents, Chamber is well aware of the secrets he keeps, ones that are best left undiscovered. Well-dressed and well-armed, French weapons designer Chamber expels aggressors with deadly precision. He leverages his custom arsenal to hold the line and pick off enemies from afar, with a contingency built for every plan. Neon's lightning-fast speed puts her right in the middle of the action, and she knows she can't always avoid danger. While confident in her skills, she struggles at times to fully control her electric powers, always making an effort to keep them in check. Family means everything to her. One of the first things she did upon joining the Valorant protocol was call her parents. Chamber notes that her strong sense of duty comes from them. She also looks out for her teammates, constantly reminding them to stay safe. Partly because she hates having to make new friends, Filipino agent Neon surges forward at shocking speeds, discharging bursts of bioelectric radiance as fast as her body generates it. She races ahead to catch enemies off guard, then strikes them down quicker than lightning. Fade may come off as harsh, but she's got a dry sense of humor, often slipping in quick, deadpan jokes. To her, missions feel like just another task to check off, and she rarely hides her reluctance, even when being revived. Still, she takes pride in her radiant abilities and the edge they give her team, while also recognizing that intimidating figures like Reyna and Viper aren't as terrifying as they seem. She doesn't hesitate to give credit where it's due, encouraging teammates when they perform well and pushing for strong team synergy. Deep down, it seems like she wants to connect with them. After all, she'll be working alongside them until she finds him. Her abilities, however, come at a cost. She pities her mirrored self, saying she's seen too much, hinting at the mental toll of witnessing others' raw fears. While her powers are useful in battle, they seem to haunt her, making her question if they're worth the price. She even says, "Anything to keep me awake." Turkish bounty hunter Fade unleashes the power of raw nightmares to seize enemy secrets. Attuned with terror itself, she hunts targets and reveals their deepest fears before crushing them in the dark. Harbor is the kind of guy who lifts his team up with his confident, upbeat attitude. He's got a natural charm, and his encouraging words keep morale high. But beneath that easygoing nature is a seasoned fighter. His years with Realm earned him a legendary reputation as both a soldier and a leader. Off the battlefield, he's known as one of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, assuming you're on his side. But when it's time to fight, those who've worked with him will tell you he's an absolute force to be reckoned with. Beyond combat, Harbor is a passionate historian with a love for ancient artifacts, history, and architecture. He's never shy about sharing what he knows, and no matter where he's deployed, you can count on him to drop some historical facts about the location. Hailing from India's coast, Harbor storms the field wielding ancient technology with dominion over water. He unleashes frothing rapids and crushing waves to shield his allies, or pummel those that oppose him. Gekko. Gekko is easygoing, supportive, and always looking out for his team. He hypes up his squad when they pull off good plays and makes sure everyone's working together. He genuinely cares about his teammates' well-being and listens to their ideas without hesitation. He's also got a unique bond with his creatures, often repeating what they say and reacting to their little quirks. With his chill attitude and team-focused mindset, Gekko brings a laid-back but dependable energy to every match. Did you know that Gekko has an appreciation for sneakers? Write in the comments. Gekko the Angeleno leads a tight-knit crew of calamitous creatures. His buddies bound forward, scattering enemies out of the way, with Gekko chasing them down to regroup and go again. Deadlock. Deadlock is all business, taking the protocol's mission seriously with zero room for nonsense. After losing her comrades to Radivores, she holds a deep grudge against them and will go to extreme lengths to contain them, even targeting Gekko's creatures. Despite this, she showed a bit of trust in Wingman during the Los Angeles mission, letting him use her nanowire accelerator when it mattered most. She does have some friendly connections within the team, notably with Skye, whom she calls her hiking buddy. Norwegian operative Deadlock deploys an array of cutting-edge nanowire to secure the battlefield from even the most lethal assault. No one escapes her vigilant watch, nor survives her unyielding ferocity. Vyse has a chill yet confident attitude, but there's an air of mystery around him since little is known about his past. He enjoys listening to music while fighting, much like Raze. He's got a bit of an ego, preferring one-on-one duels over full team fights, but he's not above working with his squad, using smart strategies to outplay enemies. His name, ISO, might come from isometric view, a perspective where 90-degree angles look like 120-degree, which fits the hexagonal patterns in his abilities. Chinese fixer for hire, ISO falls into a flow state to dismantle the opposition. Reconfiguring ambient energy into bulletproof protection, he advances with focus towards his next duel to the death. Clove. Clove is a fearless, non-binary agent who doesn't see death as something to fear. In fact, they find it beautiful. Known as a Scottish troublemaker, they have a bold, reckless streak, always diving headfirst into the fight without hesitation. Their powers are unlike anything seen before, granting them control over life and immortality. When they fall in battle, they don't stay dead. Instead, they enter a realm between life and death, using it as a pathway to return. But their gift comes with a cost. The longer they linger in that space, the harder it becomes to make it back. Scottish troublemaker Clove makes mischief for enemies in both the heat of combat and the cold of death. The young immortal keeps foes guessing, even from beyond the grave, their return to the living only ever a moment away. Vyse. Vyse is confident, calculating, and undeniably arrogant. She doesn't waste time with negotiations. When she saw the Valorant Protocol's Interverse project as amateurish, she demanded full control without hesitation. However, she was willing to cooperate once her own terms were met, showing that while she has her own agenda, she can align with the protocol's goals when it suits her. Much of Vyse's past remains a mystery, adding to the enigma surrounding her true motives. Metallic Mastermind Vyse unleashes liquid metal to isolate, trap, and disarm her enemies. Through cunning and manipulation, she forces all who oppose her to fear the battlefield itself. Tejo. Tejo is a no-nonsense composed fighter who fully trusts his own combat experience. He doesn't just give orders, he offers advice based on challenges he's personally faced and overcome. His voice lines suggest that every lesson he shares, from handling weapons to staying alive, comes from first-hand experience. He keeps a level head, delivering dry, matter-of-fact remarks about death, whether it's his enemies or his own teammates. A veteran intelligence consultant from Colombia, Tejo's ballistic guidance system pressures the enemy to relinquish their ground or their lives. His targeted strikes keep opponents off balance and under his heel.
Waylay. Did you know waylay is actually an old-school verb from the 1850s? It means to ambush someone or slow them down, messing with their movement or progress. That definition fits Waylay's abilities perfectly. She throws enemies off by cutting their movement speed and messing with their aim, basically ambushing them in her own way. Waylay also brings a bit of her Thai roots into the game. Some of her voice lines mix in Thai, and one of her match start lines mentions a fortune teller called Mordu in Thai, which means a doctor who sees. Fortune tellers are a big deal in Bangkok, using tarot cards and astrology to give people advice. Thailand's prismatic radiant Waylay transforms into light itself as she darts across the battlefield, striking down her targets through shards of light before flitting back to safety, all in the blink of an eye.
Thanks for watching, like, subscribe and see you next time. Bye!